So there are some introduction we have to look into.
Okay.
So Forex on its own is just from the word Forex, foreign exchange. But what we need to know is that there are different set of people in the market. We talk of banks, the investors, governments, and the last is the retailer, people like me, people like you. So that's the last category of people. Then we have different sessions. Before we talk about the different sessions, we have Forex is available 20. Some people will say 24/7. It's not 24/7. It's 24/5. But it now depends on the geographical location where we find ourselves. Because where you are in the day now, some are sleeping. So that's where you have to know the best time you have to trade the forex. So among that 24/5, not all those hours within that 24 hours that one has to trade. There are times that, just like a scientist, we say exciting state and the ground state. The same thing with forex. The exciting state in the chemistry, the same thing we say in the forex. We say okay, is a volatility period where active there's business, there's
That's
it's
the
just like
transaction
yeah,
point.
there is that transaction exactly. So now with that, we have different most important world trading centers being located in London, New York, Tokyo, and Europe countries. When we talk of Europe countries, we'll be talking about all this Germany, all this Paris. Then we have Sydney uh, locations, but every other people now hook up. So like we in Africa now, we hook up with London sessions and US session. US also they have their period. We call it New York period, New York session. So when we just because of our time, we can later search about the brief history of the forex
Okay,
markets.
okay. Those ones
But
are no
those
problem.
one are something, just education. But when we talk of what is forex trading, we are talking on we will how to be involved and what are the things that they are really seeing when they say forex trading. They are talking about currency pair in such a way. You say Nigeria now we use NGN. That's our own currency pair. Currency anyone you join with Nigeria is now making it a pair from the word a pair of shoe. So now the common pair that people trade most is we call it Euro USD. Euro USD. Euro USD. EUR USD. Euro USD. Euro USD is the most common because it's they both have a period where they lapse together, they match together, and at that period there is huge of dollars, trillions that is being traded at that moment, and it's more smooth and stable market among all the others. There are still more peers. When we get to the peers, we look at it by God's grace. So in this forex market, we must have goals. We must have what we are looking for. We must have. We must desire to be able to anticipate, not to participate. Why? retailers fail mostly because they want to participate, not that they anticipate. So that's why they take their trade in the wrong time and take their trade in the wrong with wrong emotion. So there are things one will need to know and one have to work over so that one can have a success. So there are some things we need to know and we need to work that will help our goals to be achieved. Number one is ability to take a loss without becoming emotional. I used to tell people whenever I'm teaching them that there will be losses, there will be losses, there will be losses. So, but ability to cope, to control your losses, that is what will produce you gain. That is what will give you good results. So, as we all know what's going on in our own country, in our nation, that most students, most graduates, they will talk of money. Money is the number one, but they don't know that it is when you serve others, money also will follow you. The same way with this forex market, you're ready to learn, to have limit to your losses. You will lose, but you have to limit your losses. You have to limit the ability to maintain and be constant will now produce result of making good returns. So there must be confidence. We must have confidence in any strategy we are going to develop for ourselves, and there must not fear. So because the reason what brought fear most times is that some people they want quick money, so they will not go and look for loans. They now hold that loans there, and such people they lack strategy. They don't have strategy. They don't have good goals. They don't have mentor. They don't have anyone that they can say, I took this trade. It goes this and this. What can I do next time? You don't have anyone that it's just like there's nobody I ever said that I say I train myself. You must have been trained. The basic work must have been done, and that basic work cannot be built upon. That has been the real thing. But for you to say you came from bush and you start writing and speak, no. It's not. It's not possible. So number two and number three, after ability, confidence, we must dedication. Before we can become best trader, we must dedicate quality time. I must give it dedication and we must be disciplined. Discipline in this forex means able to be calm and all emotion. That is emotional, you will not be emotional in any and okay, I need just two trading. I want to trade just two pairs. And once if it is positive, I will close. If it is negative, I will close. That is the end of that trade for that day. Because if you are not disciplined in this forex market, you begin to revenge. This trade that's supposed to be positive is that enter negative. I will take it. I must be. That's emotion. That means that person cannot control his or her emotion, and at such a point in time, more error will be committed. Then there must be flexibility. There must be what we call flexibility. There are always changing market conditions. So to not trade in that market condition successfully, you must be flexible. You must be able to uh, move with all kind of weather in forex. Many people they are always successful most in a March, some February. But that means that that doesn't mean that you should now wait until that month that you will not trade again. No, you should be flexible in order to know how to not trade other months. And the way you trade when there is no US election is different from when there's US election. Those things are very important. So one must be focused, stay focused to our plan, trading plan, and not to stay off of the course. Logic. We have to be logic as we did it in hard maths. It must be logic. The organization to forge and reinforce positive trading habits. That is where retailers have they have problem. They cannot reinforce positive trading habits in themselves because they have wrong motive. Wrong motive will produce wrong results in the forex trading, and in this market we will still be saying it as time goes on. In this market, the statistics do given is not always realistic, but some will say 10% as the successful, some will say 5% as the successful. But what I want to say in short is that only few are successful, majority are always the failures. Then the question will now be, why are those what are the things those few are doing wrong? Where are they missing it? And who are those those few, why are they successful? And what are the steps they take? How do they able to be successful? And the majority, why are they failure? What makes them to be failure? And lo and behold, do you know that this majority that fails, they are the retailers majorly. Because we have market makers, we call them all these institutions, all these banks, they have all these agents. They know and they wait for the retailers when they are they place their order, they are ready to use their own big resources to determine the direction of the market, and they make their profit and leave. That's why the retailer will say, they have hunt in, they have done this. It's because we don't have reinforced positive trading habit. Habit is very, very important. Then patience, to wait for only the highest probability. We are taught probability in the school. This have a lot of things to do with this forex trading. When you see a trade in a chart and you look from the higher time frame down to the lower time frame, and you can confidently say that this one is going up, and someone now say that up you are seeing, convert it to value, now say 75%, beautiful. Well, you know, someone has say convert it to value, say 50%. It's better not to do it, to leave it, to let it go if it is 50%. But if it is 75%, 85%, if at all you now lose that market, you can still go back to say, why did I lose? Maybe it is the time you enter, because there is a place you cannot take buy, there's a place you cannot take sell, or else you will discover that when you take sell, it's not going up and never come back to that down again, and that will lead to blown off accounts. Losses will now be matched. But when you know that this place, if I'm not trading breakout, I must not do anything there. This place, if I'm not doing anything there as breakout, I must not do anything there. Once you know that one, that will help the situation. Like if you look at what the trade I've took today, I've able to make this social amount, and look at the other trade is pending. Why are they pending? Because I cannot just do anything here. This area I can't do anything. I have to wait. It's either it come here and I sell, so that it go down, or it come here, I buy and I make my profit. And if it is just 2-3 profit, I'm okay for the day. A little drop of rain as it's falling, just that little drop make a mighty ocean. But when people are so eager,
They want to make big money in a short time.
so self-control is also important. Now, who trades forex and why? I've said it during the introduction. The interbanks market allow both the majority of commercial forex transactions and large amount of speculative trading each day. So they'll be on deck waiting. Companies, and many companies, they are there they make foreign exchange to carry out their businesses. Now maybe someone is in Nigeria now and they need dollar, he will have to wait till this dollar is so amount, so that the conversion of the money is bringing will be substantial enough to carry out what you want to do. So they are always they work, they want to know the reality of the market. There are many advantages we derive while we trade forex market. Many advantages give us financial freedom. Then forex is the largest market in the world with daily value exceeding 3 trillions. That trillions is in dollar, it's not naira, it's not pound sterling, it's trillions per day. So that's why it means dense liquidity. That's huge liquidity. So we there is time that the market is open and there's a place you can enter and there's a place you can exit. But in this market, you can decide between okay from 8 in the morning till evening, like say like 7 or 6:30, and around that period just look for maybe 1 hour or 2 hours just to be on it. Before then, we call something pre-analysis. You first of all know how the market look like before you jump. You can't jump into market where you have not looked at what is happening, where are the institutions. Yes. Then when you will enter, maybe after you look and you see there is no good setup, just leave it, close your eye, you see another setup. There will be 1001 opportunity. Just because there is no you not jump, so as we go on, we know the advantage. So we don't need to we don't for beginners, I used to counsel them that they should not take many pairs, just 2 3 pairs, master it, work towards it, and let it be part of you, able to predict it. And what do we need? We need laptop and internet. Laptop, I don't advise to start with phone, smartphone as beginner, but as time goes on you are mastering your laptops, then you cannot be using your phone. But if you start using your phone, you won't know, except you have done the calculation on the book to know the number of pip for your loss and the number of pip for your profit taking, and when to take the trade. All these things, it's good to start in a good note. It's good so that one will not think that it's a scamming venture. It's not a scamming venture, it's a good and lucrative venture when one knows the key that open it. And it gives financial freedoms and it helps one to uh, to be financially independent. I don't know if we have any question based on this area we look into before we play this on recap and we move on. Any question?
Okay, this the most common trading pairs, you say euro and
Yeah, Euro
and USD.
USD, European.
I know there are so many pairs.
Yes,
from
yeah,
the ones
yeah.
that
We'll
they
get
say.
we'll get to that.
But, okay, this one that mostly is trading very well.
Very well. People like it. Very predictable. Very, it's American and Europe country. So let's proceed uh, with that. We've spent, I don't want it to be much. Okay, let's